sent me, and they found a spot in my lower right lung that had not been there previously. And so then they sent me to the hospital for a biopsy, and the biopsy came back, and he told me I had lung cancer. They were going to do chemo and surgery. And I said, wait a minute, I don't make snap decisions. I go home, I pray about it, I ask for guidance, and I make a rational decision. And he said, well, you'll be dead in 6 months. And I said, but that's my responsibility. Your responsibility is to tell me the pros and cons of chemo and of surgery, and my responsibility is to make the decision. And he kept saying, but you'll be dead in 6 months. And I kept saying, but that's all right. That's if I make that decision, that's all right. So I came home and I prayed about it, and I asked a good close friend who actually was my doctor's sister, but he didn't know we knew each other. And she was very progressive. And so she said, well, do you want me to also pray and watch my dreams? And she said, would you like a psychic reading? And I said, well, I've never had one, but I don't have anything to lose. So I had a psychic reading, and everything came back that I should treat naturally. And so my friend Ursula said, I know a physician in Northern Virginia who treats with natural interventions, and would you like to see him? And she also had me talk with some people who had also been treated by this doctor. And so I said, great. And so I made an appointment with him, and he did the testing again and said it definitely was lung cancer. And he told me what to take.
What type of lung cancer? I mean, there are so many different types. What type was yours?
See, I don't know that because I've always been in public health in most of my career, and so I don't know a lot about medical things. I know how to keep people well, but I don't know a lot about how, sick things. And at the time, I was just so busy in my career that all I was thinking about was, I just want to get through this and continue with my teaching and my research and all of that. So I just took the doctor's word that it was lung cancer, but I didn't know there were other types of lung cancer or anything. And at that time, there was no stages. And so when I wrote the book, people started asking me, well, what type of cancer was it? And so I tried to track down, but the doctor had died. I called my doctor, and they checked, and the records only went back 20 years, and then they're disposed of, so they couldn't find. And then after I was finished my treatment, my doctor, who thought we were in a wait and see mode, thought that he must have made a wrong diagnosis. So my friend at Duke wanted me to bring all of the things there. And so I took all of the lab and the x-rays and all, and he said it definitely was lung cancer. So I tried to track him down, and I couldn't track him down because he was older than I am, and he had long retired and I guess moved on. So there was no way I could get any information on what type of cancer it was. All I know is that they told me it was in the lower right lobe.
Lower right. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are joining us now, we are talking to Dr. Carl Helvie. He is a cancer survivor. He's 81 years old. He beat cancer by holistic medicine and not with chemotherapy or surgery or radiation. And he survived and still surviving cancer after 37 years. He is a registered nurse, PhD in public health. He has written a number of books. A couple of them are Healthy Holistic Aging, and also You Can Beat Lung Cancer Using Alternative or Integrative Interventions. Carl, tell our audience where they can find your books.
My books are on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, and also on my website, beatlungcancer.net.
Okay, it is beatlungcancer.net. There's something else it says, net uthors. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, there's probably a spelling mistake on this.
Oh,
It's just beatlungcancer.net. Beat lung cancer is one word, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Now, see, there is, you know very well. Now you're going to talk to the group tomorrow in Pennsylvania. Now, if you find a bunch of oncologists and doctors and other types, now they're going to give you a hard time. Okay. Now,
That's okay.
now this program is going to be a rehearsal for that hard time. So I'm going to ask
Oh,
you some hard questions.
okay.
All right. Let's see.
And I can't say anything that I don't know. And as I say, I
Well,
don't
don't worry.
know
Now I
other
see we are going to solve this problem, you and I together, because
good.
I have some background, and I'm of course coming from the other side. Other side
What?
meaning
Yeah.
I'm coming from the drug discovery, medicine, all those toxic chemicals that I make. Okay, as a
Oh.
research scientist. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation. Now, one of the problem that has been seen throughout in this debate between the holistic medicine and allopathic medicine or the modern medicine is the allopathic medicine guys are saying, or oncologists or the doctors,
Mm-hmm.
that they want proof that holistic medicine works. Now, what kind of proof do they want? The proof they want is what they themselves subject their drugs for testing. For example, they say, and the only way this can be done is a very careful, double-blind crossover trial. Now, in other words, we are coming to the first break. Now, I'm going to set this up for you, and you tell me whether this is possible, because ultimately, if anything is going to work, that has to have enough evidence and enough supporting documents that it actually works. Now, how does the evidence comes from? The evidence comes from actually treating a number of patients. Now, how are we going to treat? That's where the major problem comes up in terms of modern medicine. When the FDA regulates any new drug, they have certain procedure you have to follow, and that procedures are well laid out. There's no question about it. Now, when it comes to holistic medicine, it's an individual choice. Now, the results, how do you go ahead and pick up all the data, collect all the data, analyze it, and present to somebody who is going to go forward with this? Is there a specific procedure that you have to follow or not? So since we are coming to our first break, we will go back and expand upon this, because I want to ask you a few questions as to how we are going to fix this problem of not able to believe what the holistic people are saying. Okay, now that's the question I'm going to ask you next.
Okay.
All right, no, it's not. It's going to be fun, because we are going to come. I have some ideas, so we are going to come up with a formulation, meaning a procedure as to get this job done, so that people can believe this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Dallas Live. The number to call is 469-307-1642, 1642, and we will be right back. Carl, please stay on the line.